Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. Just having one of my final little looks at the beautiful fields of Olsey before that relief road is finished and that new housing estate is erected. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. But anyway, last Sunday I went to the annual Stopfold Steam Fair and Country Show. I think it's the 19th. I think it's the 19th event that they've done. But I absolutely love it. You know, it's a local event for me, and I've been going for the last few years. I wasn't going to go on the Saturday, but as you can see by the state of the field, it was very wet on Saturday. So. It was, well, I imagined it was very muddy on Saturday, but to be fair, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was muddy in patches, but it wasn't bad, and they'd put boards down. So yeah, it didn't spoil the day at all. But I really love coming here. I like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't go on the fairground rides. My son does, but I appreciate it. I love the fact that it's all old-fashioned. But this is the real reason that I'm here. It's for the steam engines. I absolutely, like, from a young age, I absolutely love steam engines, and having them just like on your doorstep, I just think it's amazing. I go to the Enfield pageant every year. Been going there since I was a kid. Used to go and see the steam engines there. But they haven't had steam engines for a good couple of years, and it's nothing to do with like pollution in London or anything like that. But it's the cost of like having a low loader with a steam engine on the back, getting to an event in London, paying all those London charges. It's just ridiculous. So the Enfield pageant of motoring, no steam engine, and it's such a shame because I almost feel that, I mean, I've been going since I was a kid, and you almost take things for granted. You'd go and see, it was near the entrance at the Enfield pageant, you'd go and see the steam engines, and you go and listen to the organ music, and right next to the fun fair, and it was great, and it's all gone now. It's all gone. And to have this on my doorstep, I just think it's great. And I also, at Christmas, when the steam engines do their little tour of Stotfold and Olsey, you know, I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, I just think it's fantastic. Where else do you get that? Where else do you get that? So this is one of the main reasons I come, and also it reminds me of my granddad, because he used to be a big steam engine enthusiast, and he was a former train driver. So he was well into like steam engines and vintage vehicles. So much so, he was one of the founder members of the Enfield and District Veteran Vehicle Society, who then went on to create the Enfield pageant of motoring. Which I think the first one, I mean, you can tell I'm passionate about the Enfield pageant. I think the first one, it was in 1977. That was the year that my granddad actually passed away. So he, I don't know if he actually attended the first one, because he died in the December of that year. But yeah, no, he was a massive vintage vehicle and steam engine enthusiast, and I think the society in Enfield, I think they saved many classic trucks and vehicles that would have been destined to be scrapped back in the 60s and 70s. So so I mean, that's something to be proud of, you know. Added to the fact that because my family are originally from a place called Little Dunmow in Essex, not far down the road from Braintree. You know where the outlets are. And my family, they were the first family to own a traction engine in Essex. So there you go. That's but that's as far as the fame goes. There's nothing else. There's nothing else in the family that has any famous elements whatsoever. But they used to rent out traction engines and steam engines from the Flitcher Bacon pub in Little Dunmow, because I think it was like my great grandfather. He was the landlord and also the proprietor of the actual thrashing machine company. I don't know how it all started. Obviously, that money's all gone now. I don't know where it went. But yeah, no, I do like it. I do like family history. I think what it is I like old stuff, which is why it's probably why I love going to classic car shows and steam rallies and country shows. But yeah, going back to the steam fair. No, honestly, it is really good. I mean, such a great day out. I mean, last year was the first one after the pandemic, and it was absolutely packed in a nice way. But it was so packed last year that they had to open up the green in Stotfold for extra parking, because I think people had been shut away for so long. It was still busy. Well, on Sunday last week, but I don't know if maybe some people were put off by the maybe possibly the wet weather from the Saturday. You know, I don't know, but it was still busy, and it was a beautiful day. And they seem to be more vehicles this time than last year. More steam engines and definitely more tractors. I love the classic vintage tractors. You can get a vintage tractor, not a bad price. And I'll tell you what, if you're a youngster, like this example, the insurance isn't bad. So if obviously it's only got one seat, but if you fancy driving a vintage tractor to college, it gives you a chance to save some money up. But I used to drive. I say I used to. One of my first jobs was as an assistant greenkeeper on a golf club. I'll be honest, I didn't last long there, but I did have a go. I drove a Massey Ferguson, them big massive tractors, probably for about 5 minutes in a straight line on one of the fairways. I remember I used to drive one of those. What was it? They were big orange. Oh, I say big, little orange tractors. It was called like a Kubota, I think. I used to drive them. It was like a little tractor. I used to love driving that. But I remember I'd only been there like a week. I was only 17, and they got me to drive a greens machine. I don't think they were going to trust me to actually cut the greens with it, but they got me to drive the greens machine to one of the greens, which was quite a distance. And I'd never driven anything in my life, and I crashed it into the side of a bridge. So much so it was out of action for a couple of weeks while they had to repair it and weld it back together. But there you go. That's what happens when you let a 17-year-old loose on a on a vehicle that they've never driven without any training. Thank goodness the YTS days are over. But yeah, I didn't last long there. Decided that working in the outdoors wasn't for me. But also, I just I love the smell of the steam engines, and I also love the sound that they make, of all the steam, especially when there's so many together, and there's this beautiful noise as you hear the boilers and all the smoke coming out of the chimneys. I think it's a wonderful sight. I think it's an absolutely beautiful sight, and seeing the workings of the actual the engines themselves. I as I said, I do like old stuff, but one of the things that I have got is because my granddad was an enthusiast, and obviously his dad had steam engines. I mean, his dad his dad died when my granddad was very young. His dad had steam engines, and obviously his dad before him. But one of the things that my granddad kept, and I've got, it's just it's a stick. But it's a stick in a certain shape, and it's what one of my great grandfathers used to use, and I think my granddad used it as well when he was like doing the steam rallies, which he used to do in Hertfordshire, but back in the 60s and 70s. But it's basically a massive wooden stick, naturally shaped in a certain way. But he used to use it, and also family members in the past have it on their shoulder, and they would have the belt from the steam engine hanging on the back of it when they'd walk back from the fields to the homestead, because the belt was obviously really hot. They'd hang it on the back of this massive stick, and like a branch, I suppose. It was like a big, massive wooden branch, and then use it for that purpose. And I've still got it. I've still got that stick. I mean, no one else would know what it was, because it's just a stick. But it's it's a bit of family history. And as I said, I like old stuff. It's good. I love the vintage cars, and it was good to see. Good to see a good turnout of the vintage cars this year. I think there seems to be more vintage cars last year. I might be mistaken, and maybe it's different. I don't know if I went on the Saturday or the Sunday last year, but it's really good to see. And also, Del Trotter's van was there as well, and which obviously you can hire out for a wedding. But this was a great example. I mean, it's not a steam fair or a classic car show if you haven't got Del Trotter's van there. And this was a really good version. I think the last time I saw a Del Boy van was at the Enfield pageant last year, and then before then was at the Milton Keynes Comic Con. There was one there. Wasn't as good as that example, but I love it when people turn out with their vintage and classic cars, and really nice turnout this year. Talking of vintage and classic cars, I really do hope that they start doing the classic car meet on the green in Stotfold, because they haven't. That hasn't happened since just before the pandemic. So I think the last one must have been in 2019, and that's just a little small event. But I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. So I really do hope they bring that back. Let's got a little bit of modern car, bit of Americana cars, and also your vintage and classic. So hopefully they do bring that back. But this event, highly recommended, definitely worth going. And don't forget, all the funds go to the Stopfold Mill and the nature reserve. So it's all going to a good cause, all going back to the community. Look at this Vauxhall Cavalier. I used to love them. There used to be a yellow one, which used to be parked on my way to school, and the Ford Capri. These are total classics, and these are cars from my past that I just adore. So it's great. It's great that people are still keeping them back on the roads, and for future generations to enjoy. But I'll definitely be going to the Whitwell Steam and Country Fair. I've not been to that one before, but I think that's on the 10th and 11th of June. So it'll be interesting to check it out. Oh, this was fun as well. Because there's loads of entertainment at the Steam Fair. So you had the stunt show. What was it? We had the rockets, and then you had the Flying Ryan. So honestly, there was so much to do. I mean, and you even had with the fairground and the attractions, the Wall of Death, and I remember they used to have that. I haven't seen it for a while, but they used to do that at the Enfield pageant, and I've not seen it. So I did want to go and see that, but my son wasn't interested. But you know the drill. I do get hungry. Check out this burger. I've got to say, it was very beautiful, very, very tasty. Let your eyes be your guide. £8, not cheap. But you know, it's only it's only once a year when they do their they do their spring event. So so why not? You know, cup of tea, £2. Got it for my son as well. That's £20, no change. But there you go, isn't it? It's all part of the fun. You've got to treat yourself, as I always say. I've got to say, it's definitely one of the best collection of steam engines that I've ever seen before. And when I say steam engines, I mean working steam engines. I mean, obviously you've got these sitting in museums, but all of the steam engines here are in full working order. And one of the good things is that you see them in full working order. So honestly, highly recommended this place. Absolutely amazing. And one of the things you've got to remember is that a lot of the steam engines here, I mean, some of them are local, but a lot of them here are from the Saunders steam collection, which is the biggest collection of steam engines in Europe. And when I say collection of steam engines, I mean working steam engines. So that, you know, that's, again, for me, that's part of the attraction, you know, being able to come here and it's on my doorstep. Oh, this was interesting as well. Like, this was like General Montgomery's office caravan, and it's like a replica. The attention to detail is amazing. World War II, obviously. But no, I mean, it was great to see that. And they also had a little machine gun that you could have your photo taken with sandbags just outside, only in Stopfold. But anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care, and please please stay tuned to the channel, because Enfield Pageant's next weekend, so another video will be coming for that, and also for the Whitwell Steam Weekend in June. So until then, I'll see you soon.